We're back at Investor Town Hall's headquarters in San Diego, California. I'm your host, Daniel Wong. On today's program, we're welcoming back Legion M, and today we have the co-founder and president, Jeff Annison, on with us today, also an Emmy Award winner here. So, Jeff, thanks so much for coming back on the show and talking to us about Legion M.
Oh, thank you for having us back on the show. We're excited. It's been a year since the last time, so.
It has, and there's been a lot obviously going on, so we wanted to, for the audience out there and listeners that haven't heard the story before, tell us a little about Legion M, why it's this, great opportunity and why it's so unique that you're actually giving fans a chance to participate in this opportunity.
Absolutely. So we're making use of the Jobs Act and equity crowdfunding to give fans a first ever chance to own a piece of a startup, effectively, movie studio / production company. So we're billing ourselves as the world's first fan-owned entertainment company. And the whole idea behind it is that when it comes to movies and television and virtual reality, the most important thing for any one of those projects is finding an audience. And so if you can have a company that is literally owned by a large audience of fans, you have a distinct competitive advantage. So our long-term goal as a company, we're a startup, we just started a little bit over a year ago, but our long-term goal is to use the Jobs Act and to have 1 million shareholders in our company. And right now, people are investing on the order of $500 or $600. And so, if we're successful at achieving that goal, we have $500 to $600 million to develop movies, television, and virtual reality that have 1 million fans standing behind them. And we believe that that would make us literally one of the most influential companies in Hollywood.
Definitely. We talk on the show a lot about what companies fit this model, what companies are a candidate for equity crowdfunding. And the biggest thing we talk about is, do you have a large following? Which you do. And able to really start to put that content out there for everybody. Share with us kind of your experience so far going through it and the reception by the fans so far.
Well, you're absolutely right. I think equity crowdfunding is disruptive to a lot of potential industries, but I don't think that there's any one industry that's better suited than entertainment, because at the end of the day, fans hold all the power in the entertainment industry, right? We're the ones that buy the tickets, we pay the subscription fees, we decide what to watch, and so individually, any one of us is just a consumer, but when we band together, there's an enormous power there. And so, like I said, we're a little bit over a year old. We did our first round equity crowdfunding. We used a Title III on WeFunder, and it exceeded every expectation. Under Title III, you're limited to $1 million. We ended up with $1.3 million in subscriptions. So we actually had to refund a lot of people's money because we literally didn't have room in that round. And so that was last August was when that finished up. It was almost to the day a year ago today. And so earlier this year, a few months ago, we started a Reg-A, and that's what we're doing right now. But we've raised close to $3 million directly from fans. Our minimum investment is $100. Like I said, our average is $500 or $600. We've got over 6,000 fans, and so it's still the top of the inning for us. But we can't express enough how powerful equity crowdfunding has been for us.
Absolutely. And now let's go through, you have some big names on the roster. You have, Stan Lee, Seth Green, Kevin Smith. Take us through some of the projects, some of the big names you're working with. I mean, these are the things that fans get excited about, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And you bring up a good point, is that when you invest in Legion M, part of our promise to you is not just that, it's a solid business opportunity, which it is, and we can talk about that in a second, but also that it's probably the funnest investment you've ever had. You get a lot of joy from owning Legion M stock. So our first project was the movie Colossal, which had Anne Hathaway and Jason Sudeikis. I think I mentioned earlier when we were talking that we invested in that after the movie was already done. And it's been a tremendous experience for us to get a movie in market and to be able to show firsthand how we can mobilize, even though we're just a budding Legion right now, how we can mobilize fans to move the needle on that film. We're also executive producing a small budget horror film called The Field Guide to Evil that's in production right now and will be out next year. Horror is an interesting genre because it's one of the most, it's kind of the easiest bar of success in Hollywood because the budgets are generally pretty low, but there's always that possibility for a breakout hit like a Get Out or a Split or something like that. We did a virtual reality interview with Stan Lee and Kevin Smith, which was fantastic. And then we've got a show called Pitch Elevator, which is designed around a worldwide pitch competition where fans have the opportunity to pitch their idea for a movie, TV show. And we use our legion of fans to sort through and rank and evaluate all those pitches. And in the end of it, one of them is going to win a development deal with Legion M.
I mean, again, so exciting to be able to do these things. I mean, obviously, fans can go watch the movies and participate in ticket sales, but to actually own a stake in the company and be a part of the success, I mean, what a great opportunity. And like you said, what a fun way to invest in a company here. Let's talk about the offering. What is the offering, and how much more time is there left there?
So we're selling shares under Regulation A+. Our share price is $7.47 right now. We've raised about 1.6 or 1.7 million. And it's only going to be open for actually another week, a week from today. Midnight next Friday, Eastern time, is when the round closes. And so this is kind of the last chance to get in on our second round of funding. After that, we're going to be down from a fundraising standpoint for a few months. We've got to update all of our SEC disclosures. We're releasing our mid-year financials. We need to update, all of the progress that we've made. And then we expect to be opening again. Round 3 will open later this year. The price we expect will be higher, but it'll be the price and date have yet to be determined.
Gotcha. Well, for a lot of the investors out there, go to wefunder.com, go to legionm.com to find out more about the company. You guys have a great management team between you and Paul. I mean, you guys have great backgrounds. We always say great people to invest in, great company. Guys, thanks so much for coming on again. We'll definitely have Legion M on. We'd like to get some updates when the round closes and after you go through some of those other filings and information.
Thank you so much, Dan. We appreciate being on the show.
No problem. Hey, guys, catch us on InvestorTownHall.com. Go to our YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Catch more interviews next time. Thanks so much. Stay tuned for the next interviews here on InvestorTownHall.com.